Following is a presentation of Futures League C Unicorn Baseball. And now with the call of the game, Adam Plager.
The Saturday Entertainment Series continues here from Dodd Stadium. Norwich C Unicorn Baseball on the air. The C Unicorns looking to get back into the win column, dropping their last two ball games, both low-scoring affairs, both by 1 run. Norwich this season has dropped 5 of their 7 games this season just by 1 run. It's been tight battles, but Norwich, as a result of that last loss, has moved back into the second spot in the Future League standings behind the Westfield Starfires. Here tonight, they'll meet with the Future League Road Warriors. Third time this season they'll meet with the Road Warriors, just like how the season began on a Saturday night. Here at home, Norwich will meet with them for the second time on a Saturday, looking for some of the same fortunes. Another come-from-behind victory for Norwich. When these two teams last met a couple of weeks ago, the Road Warriors have fallen back in the standings since then. And only 3 wins so far, 6 losses through their first 9 games, and the Norwich Unicorns so far 10-7 through their first 17. We'll take a moment, step aside, don't go anywhere. Lineups, first pitch, right around the corner here in Norwich.
You buy better.
Better with Burns.
Much better.
So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Buy better.
Better with Burns.
Much better.
So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Baseball back in the Rose City tonight. Norwich looking to get back into the win column, 10-7 through their first 17. And they'll meet with the Future League Road Warriors, currently in 7th place in the Future League standings. This is really a big must-win territory game for Norwich, looking to get back on the right side of the win column. They go up against the Future League Road Warriors here tonight. They got their new caps in. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Future League Road Warriors, as designed by their manager, Brendan Morrissey. And here is how they'll match up here today against starting pitcher Liam Carroll. Leading off in right field, Nick Pappas. Batting second at shortstop, Rowan Massey. Batting third at first base, Joe Muzio. In the cleanup spot is the designated hitter, Andrew Posey. Batting fifth in center field, Brett Baker. Batting sixth at second base, Owen McHugh, 7, 8, and 9. That catcher is the number 7 hitter, Jake Fitzgibbons. Batting 8th at third base, Liam Foley. And batting 9th in left field is Jack Byrne. They go up against Liam Carroll, who gets the baseball for the Norwich Unicorns. Carroll, attending the University of New Haven, will get the baseball here tonight from manager Kevin Murphy. He'll make his first start of the summer for the Norwich Unicorns. And overall, for the starting left-hander for Norwich, Carroll on the season, 7 2/3 innings worked. He's allowed 8 hits in that time, and an ERA locked in at 2.34. That is how things look for Liam Carroll, looking to get Norwich back on the right side of the win column. They did not play yesterday. He would have had the start on the road against Brockton. Ready to go, 6:30 local time on schedule here tonight as the Saturday Entertainment Series continues at Dodd Stadium. Just the third Saturday home game so far this summer for Norwich. And there's a big wave and a miss for strike one. First strike of the ball game there for Carroll to the right fielder, Nick Pappas. Pappas so far this summer, 300 hitter. And the 1-1 pitch is sliced foul, first base side, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pappas has appeared in 8 of the 9 games for the Road Warriors, 9 for his first 30. Looking to try and get the offense started for the Road Warriors. The 1-2 pitch is lifted back foul out of play towards the first base concourse, and the count will remain 1-2. The Road Warriors as a team batting just .228 overall through their first 9 baseball games, first season in the league. The 1-2 again from Carroll. Another pitch, sawed off foul on the concourse of the first base side. Better look out. That is mega foul ball territory here. That's where my family's in attendance. There might be some baseballs headed that way here tonight. On 1-2, the breaking ball sails upstairs in the count, back even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Pappas. Carroll set. His 2-2 pitch is rolled over foul once again towards the third base side. And the battle will continue. This is shaping up to be a nice battle here between Liam Carroll and the righty leadoff hitter Pappas. On 2-2 again. It misses downstairs and the count runs full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pappas, a rising senior out of Bentley University, Boston, Massachusetts native. The full count pitch. There's a fly ball, corked foul deep down the left field side. The home run height, maybe not the full distance. 309 down the lines here. 375 into the left center field gap and the right center field gap. 401 to dead center field. Carroll's had a battle here to try and solve Pappas. The 3-2 pitch once again is swung on and missed for strike 3. It's a strikeout to begin the ball game for Liam Carroll. And there's the first out for the Futures League Road Warriors. So it'll bring up the shortstop, Rowan Massey, with 1 gone in the first. Carroll able to ultimately punch out Pappas. There's a check swing over to the shortstop, Tirado, who fields it cleanly in midair. So 1 pitch, 1 out, almost polar opposites between the first batter of the ball game and the second batter of the ball game. And 2 away here for the the first baseman, Joe Muzio, who's done some damage to the Sea Unicorns here this season. A home run, 4 RBIs in his 2 games against Norwich. He's at a hot bat, and first pitch aggressive, lifted foul over the luxury suite deck, up and out of play for strike 1. Joe Muzio, second best average so far for the Road Warriors, 412 on the year. The 0-1 offering, the big breaker, bounce back to the mound. Carroll fields it, underhand flip over to MD Connor to end the inning. 1-2-3 first on the mound for Liam Carroll. Norwich coming to the plate. When we come back, you're watching Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Strain Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Welcome back to Norwich. So Unicorns ready to bat here in a scoreless ball game. Here's a look at the lineup as designed by their manager Kevin Murphy here tonight on this Saturday night here at Dodd Stadium. AJ Soldier will lead it off. He's in left field. Batting second is the third baseman Christian Stratus. Batting third at second base, Alex Irizarry. The middle of the order for Norwich, in the cleanup spot, Brennan Hyde in right field. Batting fifth in center field, Garrett Larson. And batting sixth is the shortstop, Anthony Tirado. The bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. Ryan Gray slots back in. He's the designated hitter here tonight. Batting eighth, the catcher, Connor Lane. And batting ninth at first base is M.D. Connor. Norwich here today. They will go up against left-hander Jacob Jetty of the Future League Road Warriors. And so far the line for Jetty, he will make his third start of the summer. 9 innings worked for him. He's allowed 2 runs in that time, issued 4 walks, 3 strikeouts at an ERA at 1. A.J. Soldra, the leadoff hitter for Norwich, here tonight. He's back into the lineup. His first game since the series finale. The series opener against the Vermont Lake Monsters. A real nice game for him. 3 for 4, a double, and a stolen base in that ball game. Soldier trying to get things going for Norwich here in the first. An offense that's been silenced as of late. Just 1 run in their last 2 ball games. Falling 2-1 here at home against the Westfield Starfires. And 1-0 in that series finale against the Vermont Lake Monsters. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike, and there is ball 2. It misses upstairs to the batter, A.J. Soldra, a native of Orange, Connecticut, attending NJIT. Jetty set at the belt, and his 2-1 pitch. There is a pitch, cracked foul. This is headed towards the third base concourse. Up and out of play, and the count is even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Jetty, a rising junior out of UMass Lowell, Franklin, Massachusetts native, and the even pitch. There's a fly ball over the head of the second baseman, through into right field. A.J. Soldra aboard with a leadoff base hit. Soldra stays hot at the plate. He was hitting .462 over his last 3 games. He continues to impress. And Norwich has a speedy leadoff base runner aboard here to begin the ball game. It'll bring up the reigning Norwich Unicorn Player of the Week. It's Christian Stratus, who has recently entered the portal, auditioning every single plate appearance, and he certainly has been mighty powerful to start the year, riding an 11-game hitting streak. He's had a hit in every game he started this summer. Team leader in batting average, .429 for Stratus, and the first pitch he sees is a called strike on the inside corner. Good to see Soldier get aboard early. Norwich had just 3 hits in their last ball game and just 8 hits overall in their last 2. Trying to get something going here on Saturday night. The 0-1 delivery bounced in the dirt, and a nice block there by the catcher Fitzgibbons to keep that one in front of him. Christian Stratus, 4-11 over his last 5 games, 7 for his last 17. He's been white hot at the plate. Native of Hilton Head, South Carolina, was previously at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Not seeing any playing time there, and has entered the portal, looking to find a new home here before he returns to the collegiate level in the fall. The 1-1 pitch on its way, and it misses upstairs, and the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Jetty taking his time out there on the mound, dealing with that leadoff base runner at first. It's Soldra. He's going on the pitch. The throw down to second misses wide. It's going to be not in time. It's a swipe bag for A.J. Soldra. He's aboard, and there is his 7th stolen base of the summer, and just his 8th game as a Unicorn, and Norwich has themselves a runner in scoring position here. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike to the righty batter, Christian Stratus. On 3-1, there's a pitch to foul. He was looking to poke it down the right field line, and the count's going to run full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Christian Stratus, prior to going to the University of Alabama at Birmingham, attended P27 Academy and was the number 3 ranked infielder in South Carolina. The 3-2 pitch from Jetty is upstairs for ball 4. It's a walk for Christian Stratus, and Norwich has runners at first and second here with nobody out. It'll bring up Alex Irizarry. Irizarry had one of the 3 hits last game for Norwich. He's on a mini hitting streak right now. 4 straight games for Irizarry, who's headed to Quinnipiac next season. Was at Maryland prior to transferring. And has some traffic in front of him. First and second for Norwich. First pitch swinging, chopped foul, first base side. That one works its way out of play. Irizarry says he feels refreshed here tonight after having an unexpected off day yesterday. Looking to try and get the bat going again. He poked a couple out of here during batting practice here today, so watch out. He's trying to measure some up here tonight. Jetty ahead in the count, 0-1, and there is strike two. The breaking ball just falls into the bottom of the strike zone, and the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes to the lefty Alex Irizarry. Irizarry, 266 hitter so far this summer for Norwich, and there's ball one, misses high and outside. Irizarry tonight will make just his second start of the season at second base, and he was really brilliant over there when he last played at second base this season. Made a couple of really nice plays over there. The 1-2 offering from Jetty. There's a fly ball lifted left field side. Chasing after it and going to not be able to get there in time is the left fielder Jack Byrne. Falls harmlessly in foul territory, and the battle will continue. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Irizarry. On deck for Norwich is Brennan Hyde. He's taking his graduate year at Rutgers University and had a prolific career at Nichols College. A Tampa, Florida native. Speaking of Tampa, Florida, the University of Tampa, UT, just won the Division II College Baseball World Series earlier this week. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Irizarry. The offering from Jetty is taken downstairs. And the count is even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Irizarry, a patient hitter, has worked the count even. 2-2. Jetty set at the belt. Takes a look at Soldier at second. And the 2-2 pitch. There's a high chopper over towards the first base bag. No problem over there for Muzia, who will step on it for the first out in the inning. Helps out his starting pitcher, Jacob Jetty, but Norwich has a pair of runners in scoring position. They're at second and third for Brennan Hyde. So it's the cleanup hitter for Norwich, Brennan Hyde. And the first pitch he sees misses outside. Hyde so far this summer for Norwich currently leads the team in RBIs, 13, 267 hitter. 16 for his first 60. It's his 16th appearance of the summer for Norwich. Has played in all but 1 game. And there is ball 2, just missed upstairs. Norwich looking to try and get on the board first here tonight. A.J. Soldier stands 90 feet away. Christian Stratus also in scoring position. He's at second base. So Unicorns looking to try to get to Jetty early. And there's a called strike. Just clips the inside corner, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Brennan Hyde in his career at Nichols College, career .352 average. And set the home run record at Nichols with 25. There's a pitch poked down it to right field, and over to make the play on it is Pappas. It will bring home the first run of the ball game. It's an RBI sac fly for Brennan Hyde. It's his 14th RBI this summer. Soldier comes in to score, and Norwich has a 1-0 lead here. They're able to get their first run of the ball game in just the first inning of play. A big sigh of relief here for Norwich, a team that's really been frustrated offensively, able to finally crack through first. Some good fortunes here tonight against the Road Warriors in the early goings. And it'll bring up the Yale product center fielder Garrett Larson. The first pitch that Larson sees catches the bottom quarter of the strike zone. Larson in center field here tonight for Kevin Murphy's team on the season, batting .226. It's his 13th start of the year for Norwich. There's a comebacker over towards the second base bag, fielded there by McHugh. His throw over to first is going to be in time, and it will end in an inning-ending double play. So, the final out in the inning. But Norwich able to attack on their first run of the ball game. It's a 1-0 lead headed to the second. You're watching Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. Welcome back to Norwich. First pitch swinging, and look what I found. Liam Carroll has a comebacker right in his back pocket, where the first out in the inning was a rocket off the bat of the designated hitter, Andrew Posey. Didn't get much time to introduce you to the top of the second inning, but welcome to it. One away here for Norwich. And William Carroll will certainly take that quick out in the inning. He had a battle with the first batter he saw to begin this ball game. That was leadoff hitter Nick Pappas, who saw 8 pitches in that first plate appearance. Able to take care of Posey to begin the inning on just 1 pitch. Carroll's been all over the strike zone here in this start. Native of Massapequa, New York, studying criminal justice as well as political science at the University of New Haven, the Chargers. And the even pitch is bounced over towards second base, and there to make the play on it is Alex Irizarry for the second out in the Road Warriors second. So to bring up the second baseman, Owen McHugh. Last time we saw McHugh, he was on the mound for the Future League Road Warriors. So two-way player is Owen McHugh. He's hitting 111 so far this summer for Brendan Morris's club, in the strike on the inside corner. Owen McHugh on the mound, 3.27 ERA so far this summer in the Futures League. Swinging this time right back and out of play. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. 11 innings worked for McHugh. He's made a couple of starts. 5 strikeouts as well so far for McHugh on the rubber. The 0-2 offering is downstairs. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Owen McHugh. McHugh, rising sophomore out of Williams College, Milton, Massachusetts native, and just getting a piece of it there was McHugh. He was out in front of the changeup. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carroll's been a quick worker. He's been a strike thrower in this ball game. Been a recipe for success so far. The 1-2 pitch once again. There's another fly ball, uncorked foul, back and out of play. And we'll do it all again. Carroll in 2023 for New Haven was one of 4 starting pitchers named to the Northeast 10 All-Conference second team that season. Led the Chargers starting rotation with a 2.89 earned run average as he bounces one in the dirt. Connor Lane had some trouble finding it, but base is still wiped empty, but all twos across the scoreboard. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Carroll ready, and the 2-2 pitch. There's a fly ball lifted into center field, falling in a hurry. It's a base hit. Owen McHugh aboard. It's a 2-out knock, and the Road Warriors will continue the second. Thanks to some nice hitting. Going the opposite way there was McHugh. And it will bring up the catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons looking to try and help the Road Warriors try and bite back in this ball game after surrendering the first run to Norwich in the bottom of the first. Carroll looking to put up another 0 here and hold Norwich in front in the lead. Ahead once again, here to the catcher Fitzgibbons, and there's a pitch that misses badly outside into the righty batter's box, and the count works even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Carroll also second all-region team honoree. Back-to-back seasons for him. Earning the accolade once again this season for the New Haven Chargers. Carroll finished the season with a 3.05 ERA for New Haven. Looking to get out of the second. The runner's going. It's a pitch that misses upstairs. It's a good throw, but unable to hold on to the baseball was Torado. It's a stolen base for Owen McHugh. He's in scoring position here with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the inning. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to the catcher Fitzgibbons. And the offering just missed downstairs. And the count is run full. It's 3-2. Norwich defense playing back with 2 outs in the inning. And there's a pitch, sawed off foul. And the battle will continue. Carroll, 2 quick outs, but has had a battle ever since then. Surrendered a 2-out base hit to Owen McHugh, who has swiped second base here this inning. It's the first stolen base of the summer, and there is ball 4. So runners at first and second for the Road Warriors with 2 away. Trying to get something going here in the second. The inning will continue. It'll bring up the third baseman, Liam Foley. First pitch to Foley. That's the strike zone for another first pitch strike. Carroll's begun all but 1 hitter so far in this ball game with the first pitch strike. Looking to get out of the inning, and a big cut and a miss for strike 2. Had Foley out in front of the breaking ball that dropped over the outside edge of the strike zone. A swing and miss for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. There's a pitch over towards short. Tirado on his back end. His throw across the diamond to M.D. Connor in time, and the inning is over. The Road Warriors threatened but come up empty. Headed to the home half of the second next on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Dodge Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Sea Unicorn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40-person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseaunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Welcome back to Norwich. Home half of the second. Anthony Tirado to lead it off for the Sea Unicorns. Product of UMass Dartmouth. University of Massachusetts, Cheshire, Connecticut native. Tirado was in the leadoff spot last game for the Sea Unicorns in the number 6 spot. 6 spot here tonight for the Sea Unicorns. He went 1 for 4 last game. Had the only RBI in the ball game for Norwich. 5 RBIs in his last 3 games. There's a pitch over to the second baseman, McHugh, and Toronto set down to begin the inning. So some quick work on the bump for Jacob Jetty to start things out for Norwich here in the second. It'll bring up the Colby product, Ryan Grace. Ryan Grace looking to spark a fire here offensively. He's been held quiet over his last few ball games. Just 1 hit in his last 3 games for Norwich in the DH spot here tonight. And the first pitch to Grace just missed. Borderline pitch, missed upstairs to Grace. Studying government at Colby College, was at Quinnipiac before transferring to Colby last season. The 1-0 offering from Jetty is a dart into the outside corner for strike 1. And the count is locked up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just watching Grace take his swings during batting practice today and was really trying to focus on extending his arms through the baseball. Not just looking for the home run power, which we know all well about. That was a home run against this team here this summer, but really just trying to focus on hitting line drives, staying up the middle. His 2-1 offering is cut on and missed for strike 2. Grace out in front of the breaking ball, and the count is back even. Grace in the early goings, he's certainly been a saving grace for this team, but just looking to get his bat heated up once again in the 3rd week of the season. The 2-2 pitch from Jetty is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Grace down on strikes for the second out in the inning, and it'll bring up the catcher, Connor Lane. It's the Gatorade High School Baseball Player of the Year, Connor Lane. He was unbelievable at Old Saybrook, did it everywhere. Behind the plate, also pitched for Old Saybrook, looking to try and get something started for Norwich with 2 outs in the inning. The inning began on a ground out over to second base. Grace caught looking for the second out. And there is a called strike. Just touches the upper edge of the strike zone, and the count is back even. 1-1 to the catcher, Connor Lane. There is strike 2. Just grazes the outside corner. Lane this season for Old Saybrook, .509 average, 4 home runs and 27 runs, 16 stolen bases as well. And there is ball 2, just missed outside, and the count is even. 2-2 to the catcher, Connor Lane. A big kid, 6'3", 210, headed to UConn in the fall. We'll be battling for the starting catching spot. There's the ground ball over towards the third base bag, fielded there by Foley. His throw across the diamond just in the nick of time to end the inning. 1-2-3 second on the mound from Jacob Jetty. It's a 1-0 Sea Unicorn lead, headed to the third on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. Top of the third inning here in the Rose City. Jack Byrne will lead it off for the Road Warriors, trailing by a run. Norwich got their first run of the ball game. Didn't waste much time doing it in the home half of the first. A couple of zeros put up there by both sides in the second. First pitch is lined back foul to the screen, out of play. Another first pitch strike from the lefty Liam Carroll, who has been pounding the strike zone here tonight. His first start of the summer for Norwich, 4th appearance of the season, and there's ball 1. The breaking ball misses outside into the righty batter's box to the lefty batter, Jack Byrne. He's the number 9 hitter here tonight for Morrissey's ball club. 9-1-2 here in the third for the Road Warriors, who've made some noise throughout the ball game. They certainly have threatened, but Carroll and the defenses escaped the jams. A wave and a miss for strike 2. A nice breaking ball twirled into the strike zone, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Road Warrior left fielder, Jack Byrne. The 2-2 pitch. There's a rocket scolded into right field. It's a leadoff single for the number 9 hitter, Jack Byrne. He's aboard to start the third here for the Road Warriors. And it'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Nick Papas. Papa's back up. Second time here tonight. He struck out to begin the ball game. First pitch he sees. This one is crushed down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Extra bases on the way for Papas. Byrne rounding third base bag. Having some trouble out there in left field was the Unicorn. Left fielder was A.J. Soldra. It looked like the baseball got stuck underneath the wall out there in left field. And it was able to allow the leadoff hitter Byrne to come all the way around from first to try and score, but I think they might wipe this run back here. Meeting of the umpires here. They're going to have a discussion. It was a crushed baseball down the left field line and certainly fair territory, but Soldra couldn't do anything with it. It was lodged underneath the left field wall down there. As it stands right now, it's an RBI triple for the leadoff hitter, Nick Papas. Back-to-back hits to start the inning for the Road Warriors. And they're going to move Papas over to second. And they're going to take this run off the board. So Byrne is going to be situated at third base. Runners at second and third for the Road Warriors, but nobody out in the inning. 3 hits in the ball game now for the Road Warriors. Back-to-back hits to start the inning. And a pair of hard-hit baseballs as well. They've had some rockets off their bat here. So a big pivotal spot here for Carroll. Some heavy traffic here in the third for the Futures League Road Warriors. A leadoff single. And a double down the left field line. Places runners at second and third for the shortstop, Rowan Massey. Massey popped out to the shortstop, Torado, to begin his night. For the second time against the lefty Carroll. Lefty-righty matchup, and Carroll wants to go through the signs once more with his battery mate, Connor Lane. Carroll's pitch is a called strike. Just catches the outside corner. Another first pitch strike for Carroll. Looking to land his first out in the inning. Massey coming into play here this season, 6'4", his first 2,300 average. And a foul tip back to the screen for strike 2. Carroll has the door cracked open to spotting a big strikeout here. This is a spot where you feel like it's strikeout territory. The third baseman, Christian Stranis, playing in on the grass over at third. M.D. Connor playing almost back at the grass at first, and a wave and a miss for strike 3. Liam Carroll records a big strikeout. It's his second of the ball game to punch out Rowan Massey. One away, runner still at second and third for the first baseman, Joe Muzio. Muzio tonight bounced out. On a comebacker back to the pitcher's mound. Carroll able to field his position well. The first go around against Muzio, a tall lefty batter. Stands in against the southpaw Carroll, and his first pitch is a called strike. Carroll once again working in front of another Road Warrior batter. Muzio certainly has done some damage against Norwich, and there is strike 2. Now in protection mode is Joe Muzio, the first baseman here tonight for the Road Warriors. Rising senior out of UMass Dartmouth, Rockport, Massachusetts native. The 0-2 pitch is in there for a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Carroll. He's got 3 in the ball game and has a chance to get out of this unscathed in the third. So it'll bring up the designated hitter, Andrew Posse, who hit a comebacker back to the mound his first time up. And right into the mitt of Liam Carroll. Big spot, golden opportunity for the Road Warriors, and at the same token for Carroll to get out of the jam. There is ball two, the first two missing the strike zone for Carroll against the righty batter, Andrew Posse. Posse so far this summer for the Road Warriors, 269 hitter. And there's a pitch, fly ball lifted towards right field, and camping underneath it to make the play out there is Brennan Hyde to end the inning. The Road Warriors threaten, but they come up empty. It's a 1-0 lead for Norwich, headed to the bottom of the third on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. Home half of the third in Norwich. Unicorns leading 1-0. MD Connor will lead it off for the host here in the third inning against left-hander Jacob Jetty. 9-1-2 for Norwich. Going to try and spot some important add-on runs here in the third. The breaking ball just rolls off the table for ball two, and the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. So far this summer for the first baseman, MD Connor, hitting .250, just his 5th start of the season for Norwich. The 2-0 offering backs away the batter, MD Connor. Looked like it almost clipped the inside corner, but it's 3-0. The first 3 pitches of the inning for Jetty have all missed the strike zone, in danger of walking the leadoff hitter, Connor. Jetty has assigned his 3-0 pitch. Down Broadway for strike one. Back into the count is the lefty starter, Jetty. MD Connor, rising sophomore, 6'1", 220 out of Galveston College in Texas, Austin, Texas native. The 3-1 pitch is cut on and missed for strike two. Connor was trying to do some damage on the breaking ball. Once again able to spin it in there was Jetty. The count is run full to the Norwich leadoff hitter in the third. Jetty's full count pitch is a high chopper over towards first, fielded there by Muzio, and will step on the first base bag to retire the leadoff hitter. So after falling behind 3-0 in the count, Jetty able to battle back to spot his first out in the inning, take care of the leadoff hitter, and back to the top of the order. It'll bring up A.J. Soldra. Soldra earlier today singled to right to lead the ball game off for Norwich. First offering he sees misses badly low and outside. And some early count leverage for Soldra. Was named to the American East All-Rookie team this season for NJIT. And was the American East Rookie of the week of May 20th. There's a breaking ball that just catches the bottom edge of the strike zone, and the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. For NJIT, 29 starts primarily in right field for his team this season. Reached base in the last 19 games consecutively on a tear to end the season. 19 consecutive games where he was on base, hitting streak, everything really working out, and he's been a big piece of the lineup here for Norwich since he's joined the team. The 1-2 pitch is lifted down the third base line, roaming into foul ground. Oh, it was a good effort over there by the third baseman, Liam Foley, and it just bounces over the short wall over there in foul territory, out of play to one of the youngsters in attendance. A number of youth baseball teams at the ballpark here tonight. Soldra still battling. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Soldra so far, 375 so far through his first 7 games, and that batting average continuing to rise after beginning the ball game with a base hit. Protecting here with 2 strikes. A lefty-lefty matchup here with 1 away in the third. Jetty's 1-2 offering is a check swing foul, third base side, right into the Road Warrior dugout and out of play, and the battle will continue. A 7th pitch upcoming here between Soldra and Jetty. Jetty has a sign, and it's cut on and missed for strike 3. Soldra punched out for the second out in the inning. And the base is empty for Christian Stratus with 2 outs in the 3rd. Stratus drew a walk his first time up. Looking to try and extend the inning for Norwich here in the 3rd. Wave and a miss for strike 1. Eight consecutive batters. Jetty's been able to retire after allowing the first 2 to reach base safely to begin the ball game. Stratus will watch strike 2 just dip into the inside corner. And Jetty had a chance to put up another 0 here and keep the Road Warriors within 1. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 to Stratus, just getting a piece of it. Unable to hold on to it was the catcher Fitzgibbons, and the at-bat will continue. Behind in the count is Stratus. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Jetty has a sign, and the 0-2 pitches upstairs for ball 1. Stratus and OPS over the 1,000 marker. 1050 entering play, 571 slugging percentage. Some video game-like numbers for Stratus. And we'll watch ball 2 miss outside the strike zone. All 2s on the scoreboard here. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the Norwich 3rd. It's been a pitching duo here so far tonight at Dodd Stadium. There's a ground ball, tomahawked foul on the third base side. And the at-bat still going here between Stratus and Jetty. Jetty's had to work hard here tonight to try and put away some of these unicorn batters. Stratus, another one with a long at-bat brewing here against the lefty Jetty. His 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed for strike 3. And Fitzgibbons will throw down to the first base bag to complete the strikeout. A couple of punch-outs in the inning for Jetty. Headed to the 4th inning here in Norwich, a 1-0 lead for the Unicorns. You're watching coverage of Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
You buy better,
Better it burns.
much better.
So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Buy better,
Better it burns.
much better.
So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns. You buy better.
Top of the 4th inning here. Liam Carroll back out there. 3 scoreless innings to start out the ball game for the Southpaw Carroll. Looking to continue to try and keep the good times rolling for the Unicorns, out to an early 1-0 lead. And there is ball 2, misses downstairs to the center fielder, Brett Baker. He grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Baker, the center fielder, couldn't believe it, but just catches the upper edge of the strike zone. Carroll ready on 2-1. There's a pitch sawed off foul off the top of the deck of the luxury suite. It'll roll all the way back down to the first row behind the plate. Yeah, goes back a couple of rows, so In the third row, a youngster has a baseball. Count even 2-2. And there's ball 3. The breaking ball, 12-6 style, just misses underneath the strike zone, and the count is full. The 3-2 pitch is cut on and missed for strike 3. Connor Lane able to hold on to the foul tip. Baker punched out to start the inning for the Road Warriors in the 4th. It's the 4th punch out of the ball game for Carroll, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Owen McHugh, aggressive on the first pitch. He sees a high chopper to Stratus. His throw across the diamond in time to retire the second batter in the inning. One pitch to record that out was all that was needed by Carroll, who's been economic here tonight with his pitches, and 1 out away from working 4 scoreless innings here tonight. It'll bring up the catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. He worked a walk his first time up in the second inning. Carroll's first offering misses upstairs to the lefty batter and the catcher, Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons, rising senior, 5'11", 180, sending UMass Lowell. A called strike. The breaking ball has been working so far tonight for Carroll. It's really made it difficult, a real challenge tonight for the Road Warriors. Spins in another, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Jake Fitzgibbons. Looking to create some momentum here for the Road Warriors, but protecting on 2 strikes, is able to poke it foul off the top of the luxury suite roof, and that's going to roll all the way around and back out of play. 4 hits combined between the two sides so far tonight, and the 1-2 pitch, cracked foul into the Norwich dugout and out of play. 3 hits so far tonight for the Road Warriors, and just 1 hit tonight for Norwich. It was a leadoff single for Soldra. The 1-2 from Carroll brushes back the batter, Fitzgibbons, and the count is even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. On 2-2, it is swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Carroll's cruising through 4. 1-0 lead for the Unicorns. You're watching Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175.
Jetty's first offering. There's a pitch crushed out towards right field, but ranging back to make the play on it is Pappas for the first out in the inning. Pappas gave it a ride, but able to put it away was the right fielder, Nick Pappas. Irizarry was targeting that area of the ballpark during batting practice, but it was cracked just shy of the warning track out there. So it'll bring up the right fielder, Brennan Hyde. He had a sacrifice fly his first time up. His sac fly got Norwich on the board. It's the only run standing so far. It's the difference right now. Jetty's been cruising after allowing the first 2 base runners to reach. And there's the second hit of the ball game. A line shot through into center field. Brennan Hyde aboard for the first time tonight. A line drive single right back up the middle. Norwich has their second hit in the ball game. It's a 1-out base runner, and it'll bring up the center fielder, Garrett Larson. Well, to that hit, 10 consecutive batters were set down in order by Jetty. It's the third base runner of the ball game for Norwich with 1 away in the 4th. There's a called strike, just captures the outer edge. And the count is no balls and one strike to the Sea Unicorn center fielder, Larson. Jetty set at the belt. Working ahead here, Larson. He's going to check over on the runner, Brennan Hyde, who will dive back in safely. Larson, a native of Fairfield, Connecticut, attending Yale University, Ivy League product, is Larson, trying to help Norwich try and manufacture some more offense. Another check over on the base runner, Hyde, at first. Hyde certainly runs well for the Sea Unicorns. Just one stolen base, but plenty of speed aboard. Hasn't had a ton of opportunities quite yet to try and steal some bags. And there's another pitch, lifted foul, and a .267 batting average so far this season for Hyde. But again, he's been on base in situations where he's had base runners directly ahead of him, so not really spots where he's going to try and be able to steal some bags. The count is no balls and 2 strikes to Larson here with 1 away. And there is a pitch bounced over towards the shortstop, Massey. He'll go the short way over to second. The return throw to first will be not in time. So Larson is aboard on a fielder's choice ground out. Massey over towards the second baseman, McHugh, for the second out in the inning. They take care of the lead runner. 2 gone for Anthony Tirado. There's a fastball overthrown, misses downstairs to Tirado to begin the at-bat. Tirado grounded out to second his first time up. The middle infielders for the Road Warriors have been quite busy. They've had their hands full tonight, but they've been superb defensively. Both teams haven't committed an error. It's been a defensive battle so far tonight. It's nothing different between these two sides. It was a 4-3 victory for the Road Warriors the first time these two teams met, and a 3-2 comeback victory for Norwich the second time these two teams met. Both victories were comeback victories for each ball club who earned the victory. Another good one shaping up here tonight in the Rose City. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Norwich shortstop, Anthony Tirado. Jetty set at the belt. His 2-1 pitch tapped over towards the second baseman, McHugh. He'll flip it underhand style to the shortstop, Massey, covering in the second base bag to end the inning. Norwich has their second hit of the ball game, but that would be all. Norwich leading 1-0 headed to the 5th. You're watching Futures League Baseball, streaming live on the FCBL network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Strain Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Norwich Unicorns. We'll meet the new pitcher, Hector Alejandro, making his debut here tonight for the Unicorns. Tall right-hander, 6'1", 215 out of Yukon, Waterbury, Connecticut native. A redshirt junior, attending Naugatuck High School. Missed the 2023 season with injury, and in 2022 for UConn and the Huskies. We'll get you all that information in a moment as Irizarry makes a nice play to retire the leadoff hitter in the inning. That was Liam Foley. He bounces out to the second baseman. It'll bring up the left fielder, Jack Byrne. Appeared in 12 games in 2022 for the Huskies. And during that year for UConn, an 8.62 ERA and 15 2/3 innings worked. And this past season, 6 appearances in ERA at 13.5 in 4 2/3 innings. Allowed 7 runs in those 4 2/3 innings. And the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike to the batter, Jack Byrne, number 9 hitter here for the Road Warriors. And there's a breaking ball that's into the strike zone for strike 2. Another Yukon Husky joining the Norwich Unicorns here this summer. The 1-2 pitch is taken inside, just missed down low, and the count is even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Righty-lefty matchup here with 1 away. The even offering almost ran in and hit the batter, Byrne. The count is run full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Byrne had hit a single his first time up into right field to start his day. On 3-2, it's a hard hit baseball over to Irizarry, who's able to pick it nicely. His throw is in plenty of time over to the first base bag to take care of Byrne. A rocket off the bat of the left fielder Byrne, but Irizarry able to make the play on it for the second out in the inning. So 2 similar outs recorded here by the Road Warriors. Both times testing Irizarry at second, and he's been equal to the task this time for Stratus. Fields it on his backhand side, and his throw across the diamond is handled by MD Connor to end the inning. Papas bounces out to end the inning. A 1-2-3 fifth. Hector Alejandro makes his Norwich Unicorn debut. Norwich holding a 1-0 edge, headed to the home half of the 5th. You're watching Norwich Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Come and celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Unicorn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40 person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseeunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer. And as always, go see Unicorns.
Ryan Grace to lead it off for Norwich here in the home 5th. 1-0 lead here for the Sea Unicorns. No runs have been scored since Norwich able to crack through first in the bottom of the first inning. Jacob Jetty back out there on the mound. A couple of 25s going back and forth at it here. Grace wearing 25 for Norwich and Jetty 25 for the Road Warriors. Well out ahead of the breaking ball was Grace, and the count has moved quickly to no balls and 2 strikes. Grace struck out his first time, caught looking for some better fortunes here, but protecting on 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, there's a hard ground ball over towards first, diving out to make the play on it is Muzio, and just getting to the first base bag in time to record that out was Jetty. Ryan Grace with a good effort with 2 strikes, but a better play by Joe Muzio, who sprawled out over at first base to make the play on it. 1 gone for the catcher, Connor Lane. So it'll bring up the catcher for Norwich, Connor Lane, with 1 away in the inning. Jetty's first offering misses. Outside tails into the righty batter's box to Connor Lane. Two balls and no strikes. Some count leverage here for Lane against the left-hander Jacob Jetty. Second plate appearance for Lane. He grounded out to third his first time up, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch spiked into the dirt. Lane had some high praise from his head baseball coach at Old Saybrook. Ryan Frazier said he's obviously a kid with a plus arm, good breaking stuff. He can be as effective as possible on the mound just based on his raw ability to throw a baseball. not only just a catcher, but a pitcher as well at Old Saybrook, and he works a 4-pitch walk. So Norwich has a 1-out base runner aboard, and it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, M.D. Connor. Just the 4th base runner of the ball game for Norwich, coming with 1 away in the home 5th for the left-handed hitting first baseman, M.D. Connor. Connor seeing limited playing time for the Sea Unicorns. Hitting just under the 250 marker after grounding out to the first baseman, Joe Muzio, who in his own right's been busy here tonight. Right now trying to keep the catcher, Connor Lane, close over at first. Just a catcher is Lane, but has some really great running ability as well. He can do it almost anything on the diamond. Certainly a gifted athlete is Connor Lane, one of the 3 catchers on the Unicorn staff. On 0-2 to Connor, it's taken upstairs for ball 1. The catcher Fitzgibbons was set up outside, and the pitch ran in to Connor, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Road Warrior defense at double play depth, which is still in order with Lane at first. There's a high ground ball over to the first baseman Muzio. His throw over to Massey, and no one there covering the first base bag. Connor wiped out after he touched first, and that's where he's going to stay after the throw got away. So 2 gone in the inning. The inning will continue here for the leadoff batter, A.J. Soldra. So there's the first error committed in the ball game between the 2 sides. Muzio did everything he could, fielding the baseball and throwing across the diamond to Rowan Massey, who's covering the second base bag. And then trying to cover first was the pitcher, Jacob Jetty, but no one was at the first base bag to finalize the double play. Soldra 1 for 2 tonight, has singled and struck out. First pitch from Jetty. There's a fly ball hit the opposite way towards left field. Backing up out there is the left fielder Jack Byrne, who has a beat on it to make the final out in the inning. Norwich had a base runner in the inning, but that would be all. Jetty has worked 5 innings for the Road Warriors, surrendering just the 1 run. Norwich still on top, 1-0, headed to the 6th. You're watching Future League Baseball, streaming live on the FCBL Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Road Warriors, headed to the 6th inning. This game rolling right along here in Norwich. Just about 75 minutes of baseball has been played already. The 6th inning. Alejandro back out there for his 2nd inning of work after working a scoreless 5th inning. Another low-scoring battle, another pitching duel shaping up here tonight. Norwich has been fixated in plenty of low-scoring ball games as of late. Norwich as a team averaging under 2 runs a ball game over their last 3. Trying to get something going here offensively, but the defense has done its job to hold the lead after jumping out to a 1-0 lead in the first. There's a pitch spiked in the dirt all the way back to the screen. Lane was handcuffed on the overthrown fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the shortstop, Rowan Massey, who's 0 for 2 so far tonight. And there's a pitch cracked foul towards the concourse. Look out. It's coming in a hurry. And the battle's still going between the shortstop Massey and the new reliever Hector Alejandro. His 1-2 pitch, bounce foul, third base side. And the at-bat will continue. Massey, a rising sophomore, 6'1", 190 out of Old Dominion, Manchester, Connecticut native. Massey so far this summer, 3 runs batted in over his first 20 plate appearances entering play, and is a strikeout victim here in the 6th to begin the inning. So it's the first strikeout of the summer for Alejandro, and it'll bring up the first baseman, Joe Muzio, who's been silenced so far tonight, 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up and bounced out to the pitcher. Liam Carroll, the starter in this ball game, who worked 4 scoreless innings for the Sea Unicorns. Alejandro's 0-1 delivery is downstairs for ball 1, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a pitch that misses badly, and the count is 2-1 to the first baseman, Joe Muzio. A .412 hitter, 14 for his first 34. A home run. That was one that came against the Sea Unicorns here at Dodd Stadium. There's a fly ball lifted towards left field. Rooming in on it, there is A.J. Soldra. Sprawls out and makes an unbelievable diving catch to retire Muzio for the second out in the inning. Oh, what a display of some defense out there by A.J. Soldra. So it'll bring up the designated hitter, Andrew Posse. Posse up for the third time tonight, 0 for 2 so far. Flew out to right field his last time up. And in his first plate appearance, hit a comebacker to Liam Carroll. There's another fly ball headed towards right field. Hyde has a beat on it, and he'll make the play. Hugging the right field line to end the inning. 1, 2, 3, 6 from Alejandro. Had some help from his corner outfielders. Norwich holding a 1-0 lead, headed to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Norwich Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. In the ball game for the Road Warriors, they will hand the ball over to right-handed reliever number 35, Aiden O'Donnell, rising junior out of UMass Dartmouth. Abington, Massachusetts native, has the baseball from manager Brendan Morrissey. And his first test is going to come against Christian Stratus. It was by far and away one of the hottest hitters for the Sea Unicorns they have in their lineup. But so far tonight is 0 for 1. Has walked and struck out. Hasn't put the ball in play quite yet. Stratus certainly has all kinds of ability to do some damage at the plate. The offering from O'Donnell catches the inside corner, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the first appearance of the summer for O'Donnell. And working ahead here, the first batter he faces Christian Stratus. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The infield at standard depth, straight up, and the outfield is straight up as well as Stratus fouls it right back to the screen. And the count will remain 1-2. Stratus again fouls it off, this time right by his home dugout. Friendly fire, but they're into the screen, so count still 1-2. 3 consecutive foul balls for Stratus at the plate. Looking to protect with 2 strikes on him. The 1-2 pitch from O'Donnell bounces in the dirt, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Righty-righty matchup here to start the inning between Stratus and the new reliever, O'Donnell. His 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed for strike 3. So Stratus is a strikeout victim for the second time tonight. It'll bring up the second baseman, Alex Irizarry. Irizarry tonight 0 for 2. Bounced out to the second baseman his first time up and flew out to the right fielder in the 4th. Looking to keep his hitting streak alive here And first pitch swinging and aggressive. There's a fly ball headed out towards the left center field gap. It is caught out there along the warning track by the left fielder, Jack Byrne, who had to go a long, long way to make the play on it. Irizarry gave it a ride out to the left field wall, but tracking it down was Jack Byrne. So 2 gone for Brennan Hyde. Hyde's first offering he sees is a called strike right down the Route 1 Express. Hyde, plenty of accolades throughout his career at Nichols College. Cuts and fouls it back to the screen. A 2-time ABCA Rawlings All-American Award winner. 3rd-team honoree this past season in 2024, and as well as a All-Region 2 first-team honoree this past season. And D3Baseball.com, Division 3 All-Region 2 first team. And Commonwealth Coast Conference Rookie of the Year in 2021. First team honoree in 2023 and in 2024 for Hyde, who's headed to Rutgers. There's a hard hit, base hit through into left field. Brennan Hyde aboard for the 2nd time here tonight through the 3rd baseman, Liam Foley. It was a rocket off the bat of Hyde, and he's aboard for the 2nd time tonight. Norwich has a 2-out base runner. So to bring up the center fielder, Garrett Larson. Larson up for the 3rd time tonight, 0 for 2. It's bounced out to both middle infielders for the Road Warriors, and the breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 1. Norwich has been held off the board since coming through in the 1st inning. Looking to add on here, trying to do so with 2 outs in the inning. Count in the favor of the center fielder, Garrett Larson. Count is 2-0. O'Donnell set at the belt. His offering tucks into the inside corner, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Checking the runner, O'Donnell. That is Hyde at first. Ready on 2-1. Right down Broadway. The throw over to second is a good one, but it's not in time. It's a swipe bag for Brennan Hyde, his 2nd of the summer. And Larson now is a runner in scoring position. Larson last started June 11th against the Vermont Lake Monsters. Went 1 for 4 in a big win for Norwich. 11-6 over Vermont. Rematch of last season's Future League Championship. That was the last ball game. Norwich came out on the right side of the win column, looking to get back on track here tonight. And there's ball 4. So Larson draws a 5-pitch walk. Some traffic on the base pass. Runners at 1st and 2nd, and that's going to bring out the manager, Brendan Morrissey, as Norwich looks to threaten here in the 6th. We'll take a moment, step aside, don't go anywhere. Norwich threatening in the home 6th. So O'Donnell's run into some trouble here with 2 away. The shortstop, Anthony Tirado, looking to help the case out for the home side here. Trying to expand the lead, which is just 1-0. Norwich has 3 hits in the ball game so far to this point. O'Donnell's first offering is a called strike on the inside corner. Toronto, prior to attending UMass this past season, was a team captain his senior year at Cheshire Academy, playing under head coach Anthony Giano. Toronto swinging this time. There's a fly ball poked down the left field line. It is foul. Anthony Toronto, oh so close to helping Norwich extend their lead, but it was ruled foul. It certainly appeared foul, and the count is now 0-2. Toronto certainly plenty of success at Cheshire Academy. Also named team MVP as a senior and earned New England Baseball Journal second team honors during his season. Landed on the all knapsack first team and named Western New England Prep Baseball League Cleary Division Player of the Year, a senior at Cheshire Academy. Looking to help Norwich further their lead. Only 1-0 here in the home sixth. O'Donnell set at the belt. His 0-2 offering is cut on and missed for strike three. And that's how the inning will end. Norwich threatens, but they come up empty. A 1-0 lead for Norwich headed to the seventh. You're watching Future League Baseball, streaming live on the FCBL network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. New pitcher in the ball game for the Unicorns. They will hand it over to right-hander number 30, Ethan Lewis, rising junior out of Yale University, Golden, Colorado native. Comes at you from a sidearm angle, submarine type of look. So far this summer for Lewis, it'll be his fourth appearance of the summer, all in relief. 4 2/3 innings worked and an ERA flatlined right at 0. Has allowed 3 runs in that span, but all of them have been unearned. 5 punch-outs as well, and 9 hits allowed. The first test he'll see is the center fielder Brett Baker against the righty Lewis. And there's a pitch that misses inside for ball 1. Lewis, last time out, was against the Brockton Rocks in a winning effort, 7-1 on June the 9th. A scoreless inning worked, allowed 2 hits in that inning, and a strikeout as well. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike to Brett Baker, who struck out his last time up in the 4th. Lewis set, and his 1-1 delivery is outside for ball 2. It's 2-1 to Baker. Baker so far hitting just 161 this summer, and the count is 2-2. Another pitch fouled away. Lewis has had a battle here in this at-bat with the leadoff batter he's seeing. On 2-2 to the lefty batter, Baker again fouled away towards the screen. McHugh charges out of the on-deck spot to go and field it and return the baseball right back in front of him. Another souvenir out of play. 2-2 once again. It's lifted foul, third base side, out towards the concourse on the little grass area where all the young kids making a nice play on it. One hot ball out there towards the left field grass over there in foul territory, and the count is still 2-2. Lewis set at the belt. His pitch again, knocked foul, third base side. And another youth baseball player in attendance tonight is going to go charge after it. And the battle still brewing here between the righty Lewis and the lefty batter, Brett Baker. And there's ball 3. The count is run full. The full count offering is tapped foul. Another foul ball means another pitch in the battle. We'll see the 9th upcoming between the right-hander Lewis and the leadoff batter in the inning, the center fielder Brett Baker. The 3-2 pitch, fly ball lifted into foul territory out in left field. And unable to keep the handle of it was the shortstop, Anthony Tirado, who was all the way out by the side wall there in left field in foul territory. He gave it a real nice effort down there, but to no avail. Pitch number 11 coming next here. Lewis has had to fight hard here to try and take care of the leadoff hitter. It's everything you would want if you're the manager, Brendan Morrissey, trailing by a run. That's what you ask leadoff hitters in the inning to try and do, is try and set the table. Lewis set at the belt. Here comes the 3-2 again. Tapped over to the second baseman, Irizarry. A routine play for him at second. So after all of that, Baker retiring on a ground out to Alex Irizarry for the first out in the Road Warriors' 7th. So it'll bring up the second baseman, Owen McHugh, who's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Singled into center field his first time up and bounced out to the shortstop in the 4th. The first pitch from Lewis offered is a ball, and the count is 1-0. Toronto, the shortstop, playing back on the grass, and so is Irizarry, the second baseman for Norwich. Infield playing straight up here to the two-way player, Owen McHugh, who's at second here tonight. Also a pitcher for this Road Warrior team, and turned aside. That one almost ran in and hit him. And the count moves to 2-1. Everyone up at the top step of the Sea Unicorn dugout. The 2-1 pitch is chased outside for strike 2. And the count locked up, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Owen McHugh. The batter waiting on deck is the catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. The 2-2 pitch, just getting a piece of it, knocking it back to the screen. Is McHugh will do it again on 2-2. A beautiful night here in Eastern Connecticut. And another pitcher's battle shaping up here. Just 1 run overall and 6 hits combined here. In the top of the 7th, there is ball 3. So back-to-back full counts here to start the inning for Ethan Lewis, who has been tested here this inning. Some strong at-bats being put together. Road Warriors trying to battle back late here. The full count 3-2 pitch is right back up the middle, directed off the glove of Lewis, and is able to recover to throw out McHugh at first for the second out in the inning. A nice reaction play from the reliever, Ethan Lewis, who saw a ricochet off his glove towards the third base side and was able to recover and make a firm throw over to the first baseman, M.D. Connor, for the second out in the inning. So it'll bring up the catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. He's walked in, struck out so far tonight. First offering he sees. Misses below the knees for ball 1. Fitzgibbons in his 7th game of the summer, starting 6 of the first 9 for the Road Warriors. Seeing the bulk of the duties for Brendan Morrissey's team behind the plate. And there's a called strike. Catches the inside corner, and the count is moved to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The door is cracked open here for Ethan Lewis to throw a scoreless inning here. The 1-2 pitch misses outside into the righty batter's box against the lefty catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. Lewis set at the belt, ready on 2-2. That one misses badly outside, and the count is full. Another batter in the inning, another full count in the inning. Lewis again had to reach back into his arsenal here to solve every batter here against the Road Warriors. His full count pitch is a fly ball lifted out towards right field, high chasing after it, and is going to watch it bounce in front of him. It's a 2-out base hit off the bat of the catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons, and the inning will continue for the third baseman, Liam Foley. Nice route taken there by Brennan Hyde, but in a tough spot to try and play it on a line on the 2-out base hit. It's the 4th hit of the ball game for the Road Warriors. A 2-out base runner for the visiting team here, trying to climb their way back. It's been a tough recipe for both sides. Runs have come at a premium here tonight. The only run dates back to the 1st inning. And it was Brennan Hyde with that sacrifice fly. There's a wave and a miss for strike 2. And the third baseman Foley behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Door cracked open here for Lewis to send Norwich to the plate in the bottom of the 7th. There's a high chopper over to the shortstop, Torado, charging in on it and stretching out to make the play at first is MD Connor, and that's how the inning will end. Lewis works around a 2-out base hit. The Unicorns still leading 1-0. It's stretch time here at Dodd Stadium. You're watching Future League Baseball, streaming live on the FCBL network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175.
Home half of the 7th inning here in Norwich. Ryan Grace looking for some better fortunes. He's struck out his last 2 plate appearances. A big hunt and a miss, and the count is locked up. 1 ball and 1 strike. O'Donnell back out there for his 2nd inning of work against the designated hitter, Ryan Grace. The 1-1 pitch tails outside into the righty batter's box, and the count is into the favor of Ryan Grace. Always a nice conversation with him during batting practice. Says he tries to model his game after the second baseman Dustin Pedroia, which is quite funny how that worked out, or ironic. Either word you want to use there, as he pops out to the second baseman of the Road Warriors, Owen McHugh, for the first out in the inning. It'll bring up the catcher, Connor Lane. Connor Lane up for the 3rd time tonight, 0 for 1. Drew a walk in his last plate appearance. O'Donnell's first pitch. He's going to go all the way towards the backstop. Picked up there by MD Connor. 7, 8, and 9 this inning. Back third of the Unicorn batting order. Trying to find some cushion, and Connor Lane brushed away on the inside fastball. Almost clipped him on his front shoulder. Able to steer away from the baseball headed in his sight. The 2-0 pitch is a breaking ball on the inside corner, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. There is ball 3. Misses upstairs to the Unicorn catcher. The 3-1 pitch, called a strike, just catches the inside corner, bottom third of it. And the count is full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a fly ball headed towards medium right field, and calling everyone off out there is Nick Pappas for the 2nd out in the inning. So Norwich still being held to 3 hits through 6 2/3 of innings worked by the Road Warrior pitching staff. It'll bring up the first baseman, MD Connor. 2nd lefty bat in the lineup for Norwich here this inning against the righty reliever O'Donnell. Connor trying to turn the lineup over for AJ Soldra, who has one of the 3 hits tonight. Brennan Hyde has the 2 others. It's the number 9 spot in the Norwich order. And Connor will watch strike one. And a perfectly executed breaking ball to even the count. O'Donnell's delivery sails outside, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to the Austin, Texas native, M.D. Connor. Count even 2-2. When the Road Warriors come to the plate in the 8th, it will be Jack Byrne to lead it off, the number 9 hitter. And then the top of the order. 2-2 pitch is inside, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away in the Norwich 7th. On the Saturday night here at Dodd Stadium. Saturday night entertainment series continuing here. Karaoke night as well. A pitch least foul right off the protective screen in front of the Road Warrior dugout. Everyone up on their top step. Every game yesterday in the Futures League was postponed due to weather conditions. And another pitch, cracked foul. That's off the railing of the luxury suite deck right up above us. Appears to be the Lighthouse, one of the many luxury suites up above us here. Full count pitch again. It's bounced over towards the first baseman Muzio, who waits back on it and will step on the first base bag to end the inning. 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Aiden O'Donnell. 2 scoreless innings. It's a 1-0 Sea Unicorn lead headed to the 8th. You're watching Future League Baseball, streaming live on the FCBL network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
You buy better at Burns, you buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Buy better,
Better at Burns.
much better.
So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns.
You buy better at Burns, you buy better.
9-1-2 due up for the Road Warriors here in the 8th inning. This game rolling right along on a beautiful night for baseball here as the sun continues to set. There's a bouncing ball, but it's going to be ruled foul off the bat of the left fielder, Jack Byrne, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Singled into right field his first time up, and later grounded out to second. 1 for 2 the line so far for the number 9 hitter. Lewis trying to toss a second consecutive scoreless frame in a shutdown type of inning here for Norwich. Just a 1-0 lead. It's been that way ever since the end of the first inning. Count is even, 1-1 to the left fielder, Jack Byrne. Lewis set at the belt. His delivery misses outside into the righty batter's box. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. A lefty-lefty matchup here to start the inning out. Righty-lefty matchup. The righty Lewis against the lefty Byrne. And there is ball 3. Just missed. Capturing the outside corner. And was set up more towards the inside part of the plate. Now he's adjusted to the outside corner. The 3-1 pitch on its way. It is lifted towards left field. Charging after it is Soldra, but he's going to watch it fall in front of him in foul ground, and the count is full. 3-2. Another battle here shaping up. It's the 4th full count for Lewis here against a Road Warrior. Just the 6th battery seen. The full count pitch is cut on and miss. Was able to expand the strike zone that time was Ethan Lewis. It's a punch out to begin matters here in the 8th. And the lineup will turn over for Nick Pappas. Lewis set at the belt, and the first pitch almost backed up and ran close to hitting the leadoff hitter, Nick Pappas. Pappas tonight is 1 for 3. His 4th time up. He doubled to the left field wall. That double was a controversial double. He thought he had put the Road Warriors back even, but instead it was ruled that the ball was trapped under that left field wall, and A.J. Soldier was unable to throw the baseball back into the infield. And Liam Carroll, after that, took matters into his own hands to get out of a 2nd and 3rd jam, a point in the inning where nobody was out, struck out the next 2 hitters he faced, and then was able to record a flyout to end the inning. The count is full. The 5th full count here for Lewis against a Road Warrior batter. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there is strike 3. Caught looking that time was the batter Nick Pappas for the 2nd out in the inning. A perfectly located breaking ball just nicked the outer edge. And it's back-to-back strikeouts to begin the inning for Lewis. It'll bring up the shortstop, Rowan Massey, with 2 gone. First pitch he sees right down Broadway for a first pitch strike. Massey struck out in his last 2 plate appearances and popped out to the shortstop to begin his night. Working ahead is Ethan Lewis, and the count's back even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball dipped inside to the righty batter's box. Massey at shortstop tonight for Morrissey's team. And there is ball 2 missing downstairs. Massey, a rising sophomore, 6'1", 180. Product of Old Dominion. Division III school for baseball in the Southeast. And the count is even. It's all 2s across the scoreboard. The deuce is wild here. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Lewis trying to preserve the 1-0 lead for Norwich and bring the bats back up. The 2-2 pitch is chopped over to short. Tirado charging in on it. His throw across the diamond, but unable to scoop it is MD Connor. So it's an error committed by the Norwich shortstop, Anthony Tirado, and the inning will continue. A huge break here for the Road Warriors. Cracks the door open, and manager Kevin Murphy's going to go and signal to the bullpen. He's going to make a pitching change here after the 2-out error committed by Anthony Tirado. That error by Tirado is his 4th error of the summer at shortstop and his 7th overall of the summer. New pitcher in the ball game for the Unicorns. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Norwich holding a 1-0 edge with 2 away in the top of the 8th. Pitching change. We'll meet the new pitcher in just a couple moments. So the new pitcher in the ball game for Norwich is Giovanni Conti, out of the bullpen for manager Kevin Murphy. And a little history here with this batter at the plate, Joe Muzio, and attacks him with the first pitch strike. We saw these two square off last time, and it was Conti who got the better end of it, recording a fly out to the Norwich right fielder in that ball game to retire Muzio. Big spot here as Norwich is clinging to a 1-run lead. The 0-1 pitch, there's a fly ball headed out to left field. Playable out there for A.J. Soldra, and he'll make the grab on it. That's how the inning will end. Some more choice words here between Muzio and Conti. And the inning ends, Norwich holding a 1-0 lead here over the Road Warriors. Bottom of the 8th coming to you next on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Come and celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Sea Unicorn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40-person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseaunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
A.J. Soldra will lead it off. Same pitcher out there on the mound for the Road Warriors. That is Eden O'Donnell. Back out there for his 3rd inning of work. Norwich still holding a 1-0 edge over these Road Warriors. Conti able to record that final out in the top of the inning to set down Muzio, who's had a quiet night tonight for the Road Warriors. Soldra swinging away this time. There's a fly ball belted deep out to the right center field wall. It is off the wall. A ringing double, more bases along the way. Soldra trying to stretch it out. It's a leadoff triple out to the right center field wall. Norwich has a important go-ahead marker 90 feet away. Soldra legs out a triple. Norwich in business here to start out the home 8th. Stratus, the batter here for Norwich. The infield is moved completely in for the Road Warriors. Stratus watches ball 1, miss outside. For A.J. Soldra, that leadoff triple is his 2nd of the summer. He's in scoring position at 3rd for Christian Stratus. Looking to extend his hitting streak and almost hit by the breaking ball, and the count is in his favor. It's 2 balls and no strikes. O'Donnell set at the belt. His 2-0 offering is upstairs for ball 3, and the count has quickly moved to 3 balls and no strikes. Stratus tonight has struck out twice and has also walked. Infield is all the way up for the Road Warriors here with nobody out and a runner at 3rd. The 3-0 pitch is taken for ball 4. Ooh, it was ruled a strike, delayed strike call. Stratus couldn't believe it. He was headed towards first base. He thought he drew a 4-pitch walk. Norwich would have had runners at the corners. The at-bat continues, 3-1. Alex Irizarry, the second baseman tonight, awaits on deck. O'Donnell at the belt. His 3-1 pitch right down the middle. It's a fly ball. Over to second, McHugh backing up on it, and a frustrated Stratus sent packing. He's out for the first of the inning. And A.J. Soldra will remain at 3rd base for the batter, Alex Irizarry. So the 11-game hitting streak now on the line for Stratus, who has gone hitless tonight. And if things hold the way they do, that would effectively snap it at 11. The pitch to Irizarry is a called strike, catching the outside corner. Irizarry looking to come through for Norwich here. His hitting streak hanging in the balance in this plate appearance as well. He's flying out to both corner outfielders in his last 2 plate appearances and is almost hit by the breaking ball. And the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. All ones across the board. The infield is still in. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away. The pitch to Irizarry is way outside for ball 2. Irizarry, before he went to Maryland, was the number 4 ranked shortstop in the state of Connecticut, as voted by Perfect Game. He was forced to be reckoned with at the plate offensively when he was playing at the high school level for East Catholic. Batted .434 with an on-base percentage of .511, slugging percentage of .776, and an OPS of .1287 in 2021. Count in his favor. It's 3 balls and 1 strike, and O'Donnell's going to step off the rubber here. He wants to go through the signs once again with his catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. Brennan Hyde is the batter who awaits on deck. O'Donnell set at the belt. Crowd making some noise here. The 3-1 pitch is outside into the righty batter's box for ball 4. It's a 5-pitch walk to the Norwich second baseman, Alex Irizarry. It's going to bring out the manager, Brendan Morrissey here. Norwich threatening, runners at the corners for Brennan Hyde. There's some action in the Road Warrior bullpen. O'Donnell has worked 2 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball, but has run into some trouble here. A leadoff triple and a 1-out walk to Alex Irizarry. Set the stage here for Brennan Hyde. We see a large group coming from the Unicorn bullpen headed towards the dugout here. There's some movement in the bullpen. We'll see if they're going to let Giovanni Conti continue in the 9th. He recorded that final out in the top of the 8th inning to keep the ball game in favor of Norwich after a 2-out error in the inning. Soldra at third, Alex Irizarry at first. And it looks like they're going to let O'Donnell stay in this ball game. Complete meeting of the infield still at the mound, except for the manager, Brendan Morrissey. Double play is a possibility here. Well, Trey Porter is going to pinch run here for Alex Irizarry. He runs well, and I would expect him to be in motion here. Norwich trying to set up a possibility of a pair of runners in scoring position and effectively wipe out any chance of a double play. The third baseman, Liam Foley, is moved in right at that edge of the graph at third. And the middle infielders at double play depth. The first baseman, Muzio, holding on the new base runner, Trey Porter, who's coming to the ball game. Pinch running for Irizarry. The first pitch from O'Donnell misses. Low and in to Hyde, who has a pair of hits in the ball game and the only RBI. It was a sac fly in the first. The 1-0 pitch from O'Donnell. There's a fly ball that's falling quickly. Another RBI, the second of the ball game for Brennan Hyde. He cashes in once again, a 3-hit night. Norwich adds on, it's 2-0. There's a look at the RBI base hit here from Brennan Hyde. It comes right here on this pitch. As we show that one to you right back up the middle. Norwich able to take advantage on a big night here for Brennan Hyde. The inning continues here for Garrett Larson. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The Rutgers transfer, Brennan Hyde, one of his best performances. Now has RBI 14 and 15 here tonight. Recorded RBI 14 in the first. And RBI 15 of the summer here in the 8th. Some extra cushion here. The lead stands at 2. O'Donnell trying to fight his way out of it and minimize any further damage. And that one runs in and hits Larson. Norwich has them loaded now with one away in the 8th. It'll bring up Anthony Tirado. Manager Brennan Morrissey at the top step. He's going to make a move here. O'Donnell is allowed to run in his 2 1/3 innings of work, but the runners everywhere are all his responsibility. New pitcher coming into the ball game for the Road Warriors. We'll introduce him when we come back. You're watching Future League Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Strain Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Road Warriors. They hand the ball over to left-hander Dominic Monaco with the bases loaded. Tirado batting, and we'll watch ball 1 miss downstairs. So far this summer for Monaco, and ERA for him at 23.62. Looking to try and reduce that here tonight. His first test coming against the Unicorn shortstop, Anthony Tirado. The count is even. It's 1-1 strike. Monaco ready. His pitch is a bouncing ball over to the second baseman, McHugh, trying to come home and scoring. Is Trey Porter. Norwich adds on. It's 3-0. So it's RBI infield knock there for Tirado. He's got RBIs in 3 straight ball games here for the Unicorns. The bases are still loaded for Ryan Grace. Here's a look at that play on that little chopping ball. McHugh's throw just not in time. Porter beats it out. Unicorns looking to continue what's shaping up to be a big inning here in the 8th. This 8th inning, last time these teams met, Norwich was able to successfully complete their comeback, and Ryan Grace was a key ingredient for it with a ringing triple off the right field wall. Grace has had a tough go of it so far here tonight, has struck out and grounded out a couple of times. A comebacker back towards the mound. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. 1, 2, 3 inning-ending double play. Unconventional as a hard-hit baseball back to Monaco, who was able to field his position. And then the return throw over to Muzio at first to complete that inning-ending double play. Norwich adds on. It's a 2-run 8th inning, a 3-0 lead for the Unicorns. The all-important 9th inning is coming to you next on the Futures League Baseball Network and live on YouTube on SNSN Radio. Giovanni Conti back in to work the 9th inning for Norwich here in the 9th. First pitch swinging, it's a fly ball lifted into center field, and there's going to be no play on it. Larson watches it fall in front of him. It's a leadoff base hit to start the inning for the Road Warriors off the bat of Andrew Posey. So he's aboard to start it out here in the 9th. It's the 5th hit of the night for the Road Warriors. And it'll bring up the lefty hitting center fielder, Brett Baker. Norwich infield defense set up at double play depth, the third baseman for the Unicorns. That is Stratus playing in almost at the edge of the infield grass there. And the first baseman Connor holding on the leadoff base runner in the inning. That is Posey. Well ahead here is Conti. No balls and 2 strikes to the batter, Andrew Posey, the DH. Checking in on the base runner there at first. MD Connor looking to try and keep close tabs on him over there. Conti set at the belt. His offering is in there for a called strike 3. Catches Posey looking. It's the first out for Norwich here in the 9th. Looking to try and steer this victory home into the win column. After dropping their last 2 ball games, Norwich currently with a 3-run lead thanks to 2 more runs in the 8th inning. A little wiggle room here for Conti, looking to lock down a save here tonight. His offering is outside for ball 1. And there is ball 1. The count is even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Owen McHugh, the second baseman here tonight for the Road Warriors. Singled his first time up to center field. Norwich has the double play in order here. Conti's offering is sliced foul right toward the Sea Unicorn dugout. Had a couple of players jumping away. Everyone up at the top step. Right along the banister there in the dugout. Looking for Conti to try and lock home a big win for Norwich here tonight. After dropping a pair of tightly contested game, there's a foul ball right back to the screen. Good thing the screen was there. It was going to be headed right in our direction here in the broadcast booth. Conti so far this summer, this is his 6th appearance. 1 save, couple of wins. Hasn't allowed a run. The 1-2 pitch from Conti's a breaking ball. It looked good from up here, but just missed below the kneecaps of the second baseman, Owen McHugh. The count is even. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Conti set at the belt. His 2-2 delivery is swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Conti in the 9th. And Norwich now 1 out away from winning the ball game. So it'll bring up the catcher, Jake Fitzgibbons. With 2 gone here in the Road Warrior 9th. The first pitch Fitzgibbons sees, misses downstairs for ball 1. Norwich 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error so far. And the Road Warriors have been blanked with 5 hits in the ball game. There's strike 1. Conti back into the count here. It's all even, 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Fitzgibbons, who tonight is 1 for 2. Single to right and is also struck out, along with the walk in his first plate appearance. Swing and a miss for strike 2 on the outside breaking ball. Then the Road Warriors are down to their final strike in the ball game. Everyone making some noise here at Dodd Stadium. Norwich looking to get back in the win column. Conti set at the belt. His 1-2 pitch to Fitzgibbons is taken for strike 3. Conti strikes out the side in the 9th. His 2nd save of the summer, and Norwich shuts out the Road Warriors. Say goodnight to the Road Warriors. Norwich wins it here tonight by a final score of 3-0. Our Sea Unicorn player of the game belongs to Brennan Hyde. 2 RBIs for him in the ball game, a 3-hit effort. Liam Carroll set the tone on the mound for Norwich. 4 shutout innings with 4 strikeouts. Giovanni Conti earns the save, his 2nd of the summer. And Norwich able to hold off the Road Warriors here tonight. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. Our post-game interview coming up next with tonight's player of the game. We'll be back just a couple of minutes on the Futures League Baseball Network and on YouTube, SNSN Radio. The Norwich Unicorns shut out the Road Warriors here tonight, back in the win column. I'm Adam Plager, joined now by the player of the game, Brennan Hyde. Feels good to get back in the win column, but let's start by talking about the work on the mound by Liam Carroll. How did he really set the tone for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he really shut down the Road Warriors offense. He, put us in a good position to help us win the ball game today. So, he did a really good job today along with all the other guys.
Obviously, a couple of tough games at the plate as a group coming into this one after that shutout loss. How important was it for you guys to get that first run of the ball game here today?
I think it was huge for us. I mean, getting the first run, sets the tone for the whole game. So getting that run just allowed us to keep the bats rolling and, stay in it along with our pitching today.
The eighth inning, you guys really put the pressure on the Road Warriors. Another RBI base hit for you, as well as everyone really passing the baton. What was the approach at the plate for you guys?
Yeah, I think just try to tack on some more runs and stay aggressive up there. I mean, the guy that was pitching threw a lot of sliders. We were just hunting sliders, and, a couple of those balls fell, hit by pitch, and we squeaked the runner to across. So, it was just a good job all around by us.
First shutout victory for you guys here this season. How do you guys look to keep the train rolling?
We got 2 in Brockton tomorrow, so we're going to go out there and try to take 2 from them. Just keep the same approach, same mentality, and, keep it rolling into next week.
Unicorn fans, that's the player of the game, Brennan Hyde. Norwich wins it here today by a final score of 3-0.